It's one thing to tell your investors that you're handling things correctly and they get their returns and the money's deployed the way it should be. It's another thing to put it all out there for the world to see.
Hey, it's Kevin Amolsch, Pine Financial Group, where we work together so you succeed. Hey, you found us here on Facebook, you found us here on YouTube. Please hit like, hit subscribe, mash that notification button, share it, leave some comments. We would love to build a community to help more real estate investors just like you. Hey, I got Jared Seidenberg, our COO and General Counsel, with us today. And we have a pretty fun topic to talk about, Jared, don't we? How about a financial audit?
Yeah, anytime you get audited by the SEC, you come out with some stories for sure. So pretty cool stuff.
I wanted to share with our viewers, because this is our first time going through a full annual audit with our new public fund. So I want to give the viewers a real quick background on how we got to this point. And then I want to dig into what this audit is, how it protects our investors, and what you had to go through to get the company through the audit. So we started raising money in private funds in 2009. We had 3 private funds, which basically means we could raise money inside of our own sphere or our own network. And we were doing really well with that, but we decided we wanted to advertise and accept investors from both accredited and non-accredited. And so we went with a Reg A, that's a public offering. And we went with a Tier 1 to start. I know this is kind of technical here, but it's important when it comes to the audit. So the Tier 1, you have a $20 million raise limit and you have no financial audit requirement. And we went that direction because we didn't want to go through the headache and the hassle and the money to go through that audit. So we went with the Tier 1. Well, Minnesota, the state of Minnesota decided they wanted audits on a Tier 1 or Tier 2. So we decided to roll everybody from our Tier 1, Jared, into the Tier 2, which gives us a raise of $75 million. And it's much more broad. We could raise money in many, many more states, almost all 50, and we're gonna do the financial audit anyways. So here we are to this point. We just got through our financial audit for PFG Fund V. It's a Reg A Tier 2 public offering. And Jared, how was that?
Oh, such a learning experience for us, right? We take this so seriously and we take such pride in making sure that we do everything correctly. And we knew in our heart that there would be no issues here with the audit. And it's an opportunity for us to go through and show the world that we know what we're doing and how to do it, that we do it right every single time. But you never know. First time through an audit, it's a little bit opaque and a little bit nerve-wracking because you just don't know what's coming. And so it was a crazy experience for us. We came through with flying colors, right down to the wire on the deadline, got it all filed, and it's with the SEC right now. So pretty cool stuff for sure for Pine Financial.
So why does the SEC require audited financials for a fund like we have together?
Well, I think that the very basics of it is that in a fund like we're running, you've got money coming in and out like crazy. We're a public fund that has registration with the SEC to begin with, and they want to make sure that every single year we're doing what we say we're going to do, and that the funds that we have in our control are deployed correctly, are protected correctly, and are handled in a way that is in the utmost advantage for our investors and for the borrowers as well.
So they're looking at the GAAP financials as general acceptable accounting principles. So that's a way that in the United States, you're supposed to report your financials for investors to easily view them and understand them. So we have to go through that process, and then they dig into those financials, don't they, Jared?
Yeah, they dig into everything really. So you're right. We get the gaps done by an outside accounting firm. Everything in the audit is meant to be arm's length transactions, non-internal. So first we engage a CPA firm that understands how to do this. They provide us with the GAAP financials, like you said, which is the general accounting principles for the United States. We then turn those over to an independent auditor, and they go through them inside and out. And not just that, but they go through our internal controls, the way that we handle the funds, the procedures that we have in place. It is a full-blown financial audit that comes along with operational controls and verification that we're doing what we say and that there's no fraud.
And that's all public record. So our investors can get on the SEC's website and pull these financials down, dig into us as a company and how we operate. And all of that's public, right?
Yeah, and that's one of the best things in my mind about these audits and about having this type of fund. It's one thing to tell your investors that you're handling things correctly and they get their returns and the money's deployed the way it should be. It's another thing to put it all out there for the world to see. And so everything that we've done to date in Fund 5 is public information. It's all on the SEC's website. The filing service is called EDGAR, like the name. And so if you Google SEC Edgar filing and then you look for PFG Fund 5, you can see everything that we've done from the inception of the fund, all the financials that have come in, everything else that we've done along the way. It's just a wonderful way, for a good opportunity for us to, as I said, show the world that we handle this the right way.
Yeah, and it gives our investors a ton of comfort. I've been getting a lot of feedback, Jared, from our investors that they just appreciate that we went this direction, grown up a little bit, and now we're bringing in some money, and we're accepting investors right now, right?
Oh yeah, we've got a large ceiling left in the firm or in the fund, excuse me. We are definitely doing capital raise because we've got a lot of projects out there. Borrowing base is good. We've got healthy amount of activity, and we are accepting funds on an ongoing basis.
Okay, so as of now, this could change, so stay tuned. But as of now, $25,000 minimum investment, no lockup period. That's a huge benefit. If you want your money back out, you can get it back out. There's no penalties to do it. We make our money from fees we charge our borrowers and the spread on the loans. So there's no fees to the investor at all. So free, no lockup period, $25,000 minimum, and it's just this flat straight. You can count on an 8% return. Anything I'm missing?
No, I mean, you got to give, this is the way that we can make sure that we keep this fund active and healthy. The transparency involved is spectacular. In my mind, this is probably the most consistent investment that anybody can make. And we take that obligation and responsibility very seriously, as I said. So we love having as many investors as we can.
And we need some steady cash flow to keep up with this crazy inflation. So please consider it. You can get more information. You could email me directly if you want to. It's kevin@pinefinancialgroup.com or check us out, pinefinancialgroup.com.